A fire broke out on a Russian-owned Sukhoi Superjet 100-95LR, registered RA-89085 and operated by Russia's Azimuth Airlines aircraft at the airport in Antalya, Turkey. Russian media reported this. The fire started in the engine of the aircraft, which had arrived from the Russian city of Sochi. The incident occurred when the aircraft was landing at the airport. 87 passengers and 4 crew members were evacuated. There were no injuries. The cause of the fire is being investigated. The runway where the fire broke out at the airport has been closed for other aircraft to take off and land. Harrowing footage from the runways shows the plane engulfed in fire and smoke as passengers run away from the inferno with their bags in hand. Some passengers could also be seen riding down the plane's inflatable slide to exit the aircraft as quickly as they could. While the fire quickly spread from the engine, there are no reports of any injuries as a result, according to Turkey Today. All passengers were evacuated without injury, and thankfully, no one was harmed, Antalya Governor's Office Deputy Sut Sayatoglu told the local outlet. According to Russian telegram channels, the aircraft damaged its landing gear during an emergency landing at Moscow's Vnukovo airport a month ago. Officials have yet to state what caused the fire on the plane, which had originated from Russia, Sochi International Airport. But the incident occurred during a severe weather alert from the Turkish State Meteorological Service, which had warned of heavy storms in the area. This isn't the first time a Russian-made SSJ-100 Superjet has caught fire while landing during severe weather. In 2019, a Russian Aeroflot Sukhoi SSJ-100 Superjet was struck by lightning after taking off from Moscow, forcing the plane to make an emergency landing and erupt in flames at the Sheremetyevo International Airport. Of the 72 people on that flight, 41 were killed, with several passengers accused of delaying the evacuation effort by trying to save their luggage. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky commented Saturday on the situation in the Kursk region during the Third International Grain from Ukraine conference. In a video released by the Ukrainian Presidential Office, Zelensky said that the goal of Russia's President Vladimir Putin is to push Ukrainian troops out of the Kursk region by January 20 next year. And all these stories, all these demonstrative strikes with new missiles, are not just for show. He has set this task, he said. During the statement, Zelensky also said that generals of the Ukrainian army must be in the trenches with soldiers to boost morale. For me, a general who has not been in a trench is not a general, despite his experience. With all due respect, today the most difficult situation is on the front line, in the trench, said Zelensky. This past week has seen the most significant escalation in hostilities that Ukraine has witnessed since Russia's full-scale invasion and marks a new chapter in the nearly 3-year war, one tinged with uncertainty and fear. It began with U.S. President Joe Biden reversing a long-standing policy by granting Kyiv permission to deploy American longer-range missiles inside Russian territory and ended with Moscow striking Ukraine with a new experimental ballistic weapon that has alarmed the international community and heightened fears of further escalation.
Ці історії, всі ці показові удари новими ракетами, все це не просто так. Він поставив це завдання. Я впевнений, що він хоче нас витиснути до 20 січня. Для нього дуже важливо продемонструвати, що він контролює ситуацію. Він не контролює ситуацію. Офіцер повинен бачити солдата. Генерал, який не був в окопі, для мене особисто не генерал. Незважаючи на досвід, при всій повазі. Сьогодні найскладніша ситуація на передньому краю, в окопі. І якщо, це вирішувати вже військові, вони це показують, якщо корпусна їх система, яку вони пропонують на сьогодні, це зменшення оцієї відстані від генерала до військового, якщо бюрократична ця бюрократичність ця зменшується, нехай роблять так, щоб вона була.
American-produced Patriot missile systems are not designed to destroy Russian intermediate-range ballistic missiles, but Ukraine might try to intercept them, notes Ole Katkov, the editor-in-chief of the military analytical portal Defense Express. Oboz Revitel media outlet reports. Recall on the 21st of November, Russia struck Dnipro with a multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicle missile with conventional warheads. Ukraine identified the weapon as an intermediate-range ballistic missile launched from a Kedra missile system. Russia has never used such a weapon against Ukraine before. An investigation of the attack and assessment of the damage is ongoing. The specifications of a Patriot missile system in the PAC-3 version do not mention the ability to intercept intermediate and intercontinental range missiles. However, a Patriot has already intercepted missiles that it should not have, such as the Kinzhal missiles and hypersonic Zircons, said Katkov. The expert explained that intermediate range missiles can be launched from 1,000 to 5,500 kilometers. However, he emphasized that range is not the most crucial factor. The key issue is that the weapon used by Russia in Dnipro was intended for a nuclear strike and was equipped with a re-entry warhead with individual guidance blocks, he explained. Systems like THAAD, Arleigh, Burke-class missile destroyers, and Aegis, ashore land-based systems equipped with SM-6 and SM-3 missiles can intercept intermediate-range missiles. Katkov believes that SM-3 system would be the most effective as it destroys such missiles in space before a warhead separates into multiple parts. The THAAD system is also effective as it operates on the boundary of the atmosphere and the exo-atmosphere and destroys not one target but multiple targets after a warhead is separated. If we look at a video showing the attack on Dnipro, we can see such bunches. There are two theories about what they could be. Each bunch is either a warhead, and then there were 36 targets or 6 targets and 5 decoys. To intercept such a missile after the warheads have separated, you would need to launch either 36 THAAD missiles and in practice twice as many, which is an unrealistic scenario, or try SM-3 and intercept the missile before the warheads separate, he added. Earlier, Major General Vadim Skibitsky, deputy head of the Ukrainian intelligence agency, warned that Russia likely has up to 10 such missiles and will likely conduct new test launches of all of them in the future.